Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark, brings to mind images of fairy tales, of the sustainable development model that Denmark wants to portray as the way to go, of kings and queens, of hippies and businessmen driving around town by bicycle, and of their national drink, beer, which they'll assure you it's the best in the world. I have 24 hours to discover this city, the gateway to Scandinavia, just one bridge away from Sweden and 2 bridges away from mainland Europe. Copenhagen is a friendly town for locals and tourists alike.
Copenhagen is an interesting place to be because they got all these kind of people mixed together to make a colorful world.
Copenhagen is a very nice place. It's the first place that we've been in Scandinavia, but it's a very, very nice place, beautiful city, a lot of cultures.
The immediate impression is that Copenhagen has more of a downtown area, better than any center in America I've been to. Something that has more culture and more of a lively space that is beautiful for many people, not just for the rich, but for everybody that is here.
It may as well be that 24 hours are not enough to really know this town. But which are the main attractions of Copenhagen?
Little Mermaid is really kind of legend, really beautiful story, but it's a kind of a sad story.
And inside Copenhagen, the place to be without a doubt is København, the center, the most lively port you'll ever find, the place where you can really feel the heartbeat, the pulse of Copenhagen. That's the most colorful place you can get in the city Copenhagen. I remember it from a lot of postcards, and I wanted to go here finally. It looks so alive. The new port is one of the icons of the town, and you're likely to find it usually crowded, especially if it's sunny. Terraces are expensive but popular, and a cheap alternative is to buy a beer in the shop and enjoy the atmosphere and the taste. Yoo-hoo! In Copenhagen, the king of drinks is beer, and they have several famous brands like Carlsberg or Tuborg. 2 good European beers, Tuborg and Carlsberg, produced here. I couldn't choose between both, so I took 2. Not bad. Denmark is well known for having the oldest flag in the world still in use, Dannebrog, and also the oldest monarchy. This institution is obviously based in the cosmopolitan capital, right where these guards are. The main royal palace, and these guards in the funny hats, they told me that on my question, is it heavy? They said, yeah, a little bit, it's a heavy hat. Strange! Another piece of art looks like atomic bomb. And Danish crown. Following the walk along the seaside, there are some remarkable buildings like the Church of St. Alban, heading toward the best-known attraction of Copenhagen. I can see it finally! That was my goal, to see Little Mermaid. That's a character from Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales, and that was my favorite fairy tales of the childhood. Actually, the only one I read. The famous Little Mermaid is a monument that was commissioned by Carl Jacobson, son of the founder of Carlsberg. He was fascinated with the representation of Andersen's tale, Havfruen, and hired Edvard Eriksson to create the sculpture. But in fact, the one at Copenhagen's port is a copy. The original was kept by the artist's family. It's so slippery here. Okay. I remember the story that this monument always was damaged like a lot of times. People stole the head, and that's a bit tragedy, the same as dramatic destiny this character had in a real fairy tale. The longest shopping street in the world is said to be located in the center of Copenhagen, but it's actually a collection of different streets. Stroget, the stroke, has plenty of clothes, shoes, toys, electronics, cafes, but it may be very difficult to find food. Since it's very hard to find something to eat here, only shops and everything about shops and banks. But I want to... No. And one more time. And not like this. For entering in your room, you need to go to elevator and make us 15. Oh, finally. That's the biggest hostel. Not only in Denmark, but they say it's the biggest in Europe. For example, I stayed on 15th floor and it's like 18. It's really huge. But to some places, if you would like to enter, you need to have such card. In elevator, in the kitchen, in room. I share my room with 6 people. No. The division of the International Youth Hostel Federation in Denmark, Dan Hostel, owns this 18 stories high building with a capacity of 1,020 places at 8 per room and 12 rooms per floor. Being host to the headquarters of the European Environmental Agency, Copenhagen actively promotes environmentally friendly means of transportation and energy sources. The use of bicycles is widespread, also Denmark being nearly flat helps. I would like waffles with strawberries and banana.
Strawberries and banana.
Yeah. And water.
Water. This is with ice. You like?
Yeah, the coldest. Yeah. It's so hot here. Too much hot. How much is this cost?
Yeah. One water and this 55.
55. Wait. I even don't know how much money is this. Like 20. Wait. And this is what? Why you don't put the figures on the coin? I don't. Aha, it's 20. Okay. Wait. I will give you like this. I broke my pole. It's fine. I need to do it like this, like candy. Hans Christian Andersen, who lived for years in New Haven, is not only honored by the Little Mermaid sculpture. One of the main streets in Copenhagen is actually dedicated to him, right in between Tivoli and the city hall. This man is Hans Christian Andersen, very famous writer from Denmark, and even boulevard named after him. This one was wrote about Little Mermaid, the monument I saw before. Tivoli is the oldest amusement park in the world. Named after the old parks Tivoli of Paris and Vauxhall of London, it always aimed at cheer up the population of Copenhagen since its inception in the 1840s. While people were distracted, they wouldn't think of politics. That was the reason why the king approved its placement nearby the inner city. That's funny, the first thing you can see going from the railway station, that's amusement park Tivoli, place for kids. But it's time to go home for me. 24 hours, they just passed. The town is much bigger than what you can visit by foot in only one day. But it is a great introduction to one of the most important cities in Europe. They have not a big shelf for luggage. It's so uncomfortable that you need to take at least two. Okay, time to go home. Bye bye, Copenhagen.